So, this is one of those patented videos before I go to work kind of videos. And yeah, as you can see from the title, this is my review of The Trials of Ultraman, the sequel and second part of the Marvel Ultraman series. Now, yesterday I did do Rise of Ultraman, and I was like, you know what, I will just rip into Trials of Ultraman because, why not? And once again, this is another comic series, another comic that was sent to me by my good friend Chris, aka the Mount Vernon Kid. Chris, thank you once again for that. And yeah, I don't have the book on me right now because it's packed away. As most of you guys know, I am moving, hence why basically the facade is all slowly coming down. So the move is happening in a few days. I just want to remind everyone. I'll probably do another video talking about it. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's get into this review. So this comic is like I said, the sequel to Rise of Ultraman, and is written by Kyle Higgins and Mike Broom, I believe the name was. Anyway, so this basically takes place after the events of Rise, there's basically a few month gaps between Rise and Trials. Now, at the end of Rise of Ultraman, Ultraman basically unleashed all the kaiju because he figured out that the K-rays were not killing kaiju, they're basically teleporting them to like a safe that was breaking. So the only way to keep them all coming out at once was to free them and have them scattered across the world, and then the United Space Patrol would reveal themselves, and Ultraman would be working with them in order to capture the kaiju. Simple, right? Well, the problem is that the human race sucks. That's the problem, is that instantly with the kaiju appearing and all of that, the kaiju appearing and now the United Science Patrol showing up, a lot of people are blaming, in typical human race fashion, we basically try to find, a reason to be shitty. And we have conspiracy theorists coming out the woodwork. We have people who are just like believing anything they hear, and are even like don't believe that there are kaiju or an Ultraman. It's almost like, the human race has, just can't believe even what's in front of them. There's even a moment where like Ultraman is fighting a kaiju in front of a bunch of non-believers, and they still don't believe it. Like, they all think it's CGI, or it's like all faked by by like some secret world order. And I really like that. That's like the kind of the theme is that even Shin Hayata is like, yeah, I did all this for the people, but the people won't help. Even his own father is a dick to him because he's like, you never deserve, because he reveals he's Ultraman. And is like, yeah, I don't, it's not that I'm not proud of you. You're an impetulant little child who should never have this power, And we do find out why the reasons for that later on. But yeah, his father, rather than be like all caring about his son, he's like, I don't care if you die as Ultraman. I'm more concerned that you were given this power because I don't believe you're responsible for it. And I'm like, Jesus, dude. Among other things, we do have more kaiju in here. We have other notable kaiju in here. They do something different with Jiras. For those who remember, Jiras is literally the Godzilla suit with the frills on it, and it's revealed that it's a mecha. And I love the little jab at it. I love the tiny little jab Higgins does with Jiras in that it's a little derivative. I was like, I see what you did there. You ain't slick. So, in the monsters rogues gallery, we have like Jiras and they haven't revealed Baltan, which I feel like Baltan as well as Dada are going to be like the big reveals. Like they did Noyanga and a few other monsters, but they haven't really done like anyone of note as of yet. So we haven't seen Dada or Baltan or some of the other like major like space alien kaiju, and I'm wondering when that's going to be because I feel like they're going to be like playing a bigger role in this universe. Like I said before, one of the drawbacks, and I feel like strengths, is that much like with Rise of Ultraman, Trials of Ultraman is another 5-issue miniseries that really does read better in trade than it does in. I feel like I would have had a better time. I feel like I wouldn't have had as great as time reading it in single issues. I feel like it'd be a little obnoxious with it. So that's kind of another problem we run into with this book series, is that it's 5 issues and it's trying to pack so much into 5 issues. And I'm like, why don't you just make it an ongoing, Marvel? Like, what is the problem with not making this a full-on ongoing when, I feel like this could read and breathe a lot better. Higgins never had that problem with his Power Rangers run over at Boom, so I don't know if that's Subaraya's call. I don't know if that's Marvel's call. I generally don't know who thought it was a good idea to just do, like, this series as just a bunch of 5-issue minis and have them, like, as volumes, rather than just having an ongoing. And I feel like we'd have a lot of better time with it, rather than, Higgins trying to do all this work in the span of 5 fucking issues. Let's see. Oh, the other major thing is that Dan Moriboshi has returned. He was presumed missing, and we don't know what happened to him, but obviously, if you know the Marvel series, then yeah, he's Ultra 7, and we've now moved on to Ultra 7 in the continuity. So, yeah. How he gets there I won't spoil, but yeah, it does look like we're on a collision course with Ultraman versus Ultra 7, as well as we could be inching closer and closer to this Marvel crossover. But again, I don't know if that will be in continuity with this or out of continuity. It's hard to tell. But yeah, other than that, you guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of Trials of Ultraman? I do think it's a good book, but I feel like it's kind of suffering from, I don't know if it's mandates from Subaraya or Marvel. I feel like it is Marvel that's kind of doing this more. Of having it just these 5-issue miniseries, but I will say that the artwork is great. I do love the attention to all the continuity details, so that's all good. Anyway, so all in all, still not a bad series. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to Mystery of Ultra 7 when that comes out in trade. Once again, I'd like to thank my good friend Chris for sending me this book. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.